What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today, I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new album from Saba called Care For Me. Now, Saba is a rapper from Chicago who had a great project with The Bucket List, so once I listened through that one, I became a fan and was excited to see what he was going to do on this one. And actually, I think he really outdid himself, which is impressive, because as I said, that last album was really good, and this one really goes into a lot more detail about who he is and some of the things he's been through. Now, first of all, when it comes to the sound here, you're getting a very jazzy, chill, hip-hop vibe. So if that's the style of music you're into, I think you're really going to like this sonically. It's all very smooth and cohesive, and myself, I am a fan of that style, so this is something that I really liked about this project. It actually matches up quite nicely with Saba's style as well, because he does bring some smooth harmonies, and he's able to switch his flow up with ease. I find him to be a very interesting rapper to listen to, because he's got different vocal styles, he can rip fast flows, some slower paced flows, he can bring a lot of energy or calm it down. He really does bring a lot of different styles, and that variety helps keep this project fresh. It's even only about like 40 minutes long, so it doesn't drag on too long. There's a lot of interesting things happening here, and really it's the content that takes us to the next level. You'll notice that on the first song called Busy/Sirens. This is a very hazy atmospheric track featuring beautiful vocals from the mind. And here Saba is getting into all kinds of things, including his depression, his loneliness, just issues within himself. And then he speaks on the issues in America when it comes to racism as well. He goes into quite a bit of detail about how, as a young black man, you are already seen as guilty in America, even if you didn't do shit. Even if a cop kills you, they'll find a way to demonize you, maybe blame it on the weed or something like that. They'll make you look bad and pick you apart in the media. So that's something I really appreciate about this project, is how he brought so much content. And this first song is just showing you everything I'm talking about already. You know, I mentioned that chilled production. You're going to hear that there. The content, various rap styles and vocal styles. Really a great way to kick the album off and let you know what you're in for. Now, this track also goes into detail about the death of Saba's cousin, John Walt, and that really is something that's going to come up a lot throughout this project. I think it's nice how he tied in his cousin, and it becomes very clear throughout this project that he means a lot to him, he loves him, he misses him. It's really kind of a sad and beautiful project at the same time. For example, the song Prom King goes into great detail about this relationship. It's like 7 minutes long. You're getting a lot of vivid storytelling about how they built up the relationship, and then at the end, it kind of ties into how John died. And after that, you get the song called Heaven All Around Me, which is just gorgeous. Again, you're getting a sort of hazy, atmospheric track. There are beautiful harmonies on this, and Saba is playing the part of a ghost. So he's basically waking up as a ghost. He's realizing all the shit that's going on around him with the paramedics, seeing loved ones that are crying about it. And this gets sad because you kind of get the feeling that the ghost doesn't know what's going on at first, man. He's just trying to walk around and talk to people, but no one's seeing him. And the reason I thought this was so brilliant is because it does flow on after that song Prom King, the one that really breaks down John Walt, their relationship, and how things came to an end. So that was a very beautiful moment, just the way he closed the album off with that. Very powerful, and Saba is really showing you that he can bring content and get personal. It really feels like this was a very cathartic project for him, because he is not holding any punches. And speaking of the word punch, we got to talk about the song Fighter, where he's getting into various scuffles with other people, and he does speak on some inner battles with his own depression and loneliness. I thought this was a cool track where he's reminiscing on these fights and yet saying that he wants to move on. He doesn't want to be a fighter anymore. And then with the song Smile, we get this very happy and upbeat vibe. I actually didn't like this one too much at first, but the more I listened to this album, it really grew on me, man. It's just very happy and infectious, and he works some nice bouncy flows as he speaks on his love for his family, just how much they've been there for him, how he's gone through different things with them. There's a funny Boomhauer reference from King of the Hill, so that was cool. Just a very fun track all around, so honestly, I like pretty much every track on here. It was hard to pick a least favorite, but I did go with Logout. This is just another one of those instances where the song's not bad, but if something's got to be my least favorite, it's this one. But even this song does come through with some interesting content. It features Chance the Rapper, who drops a solid verse. I do like the hook on this one. There's a pretty cool stutter effect that they have going on at the end of the bars on the hook. You'll know what I mean when you listen to it. And this just deals with social media and how people are so fake and fraudulent on there, man. Sometimes you just gotta log out and live your life. You can't get caught up in all this bullshit, but so many of us do. So I really appreciate how he was speaking on that there. But one of my favorite songs I gotta talk about is Gray. On this track, he's speaking on what it's like to be an artist who's just battling all kinds of various issues. You got label pressures, you got radio and mainstream kind of dictating what's going to be hot, but you don't necessarily want to follow that. So this was a song that I thought was very cool, and I like to hear his commentary on what's going on in the rap game. He's just bringing up how oftentimes the hottest song on the album isn't even the single or what's being pushed on the radio. You might find it on the B-side or somewhere else. This is a track that really has great jazzy production, especially on the outro where you get this epic breakdown. So there are a lot of good moments with the beats, although I have been focusing mostly on the content because this shit gets very real. Including on the song Broken Girls, where Saba is talking about his love for broken girls, just girls that have issues, because then he can relate to them and they kind of help each other out. I thought this was an interesting track because what he's saying is that they kind of use one another, they know that's sort of a toxic relationship, and yet they do help each other and feel better by it. But that shit doesn't always go so well, and it can get sloppy. I thought that was a very interesting track. There's also some very nice dreamy guitar on this. I thought that worked nicely for what the idea of the song was, but it did have pretty, there was a pretty bad bar on this when he's rhyming Venusaur with Penusaur. I mean, that's kind of funny. I ain't gonna hate on Pokemon, but that was probably the worst bar on the project. Still kind of funny though, so you know what? You get a laugh. It is what it is. But a clear standout on here has got to be the song Life, man. I love this beat, just the way the 808s switch up. You're going to get some string bass on here, then it turns into 808s, so there's just a very different feel here. And there is some great content on here. I like how he speaks on the mass incarceration of black people and just how it almost seems like they're auctioning black people off, man. They're just trying to get rid of them, as if getting rid of black people, clearing them up off the street is going to make everything all right. There's a lot of great content on here, very personal and deep just from his own points of view, and he does also provide the social commentary. So there's no shortage of content on here. And even though you do get a bit of a feeling of despair and loneliness throughout this project, I mean, the shit is called Care for Me, so it's almost like he's reaching out. You do get glimmers of hope throughout. I mentioned on Smile, that's a very upbeat track. And then on Calligraphy, you're getting a beat that has some nice bass on it. And he's just rapping about how he's not going into this shit for your pity. It really is cathartic to him. He's writing about all this just to put it out because he's tired of running away. He's just writing away his problems now. Just another great concept, great songwriting, great bars. And I got to stress that his flows on this song and throughout this album are pretty dope. I went into how he does bring a lot of variety, but I got to stress that, man. I think he's a very great rapper with the content and also with the way he presents himself. So at the end of the day, man, this album to me is a 4.5 out of 5. I love this shit. It's a nice length. It doesn't drag on. There's no filler. Great content, great beats, great bars, great flows, great harmonies. Shit is just great, man. Saba, you did your damn thing here. I 100% fuck with this album. I'm glad that you went from the bucket list to this, though. Like, you really mixed it up. You stepped it up with the content. It's beautiful and sad at the same time. Very smart project. So hopefully you guys check it out for yourself. This will definitely be on my end of the year list. But that's all I got to say about this one. You guys can check it out for yourself and then hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts. And of course, man, check out all my sites and social media so you can show me love and show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.